Right now, there's probably an egg sitting quietly inside your refrigerator. And believe it or not, that single egg may be one of the most misunderstood foods ever placed on a breakfast plate. For decades, doctors warned people to limit eggs. Parents and grandparents repeated the same advice. Health authorities placed strict caps on how many eggs were safe. But here's what most people were never told. Almost everything you learned about eggs came from outdated science dating back to the 1960s. That research created fear that lasted for more than half a century. Since then, massive modern studies involving hundreds of thousands of people have completely rewritten the story. And the findings are not just surprising, they are shocking. Researchers discovered that people who regularly eat eggs often show better health markers than those who avoid them. Scientists also learned that cholesterol from eggs behaves very differently inside the human body than once believed. One enormous population study followed over 500,000 people, and its conclusion challenges everything you thought you knew about eggs. In this video, you're going to learn the real truth about eggs. Not food industry marketing. Not old myths. But actual peer-reviewed science most people never hear about. You'll discover how many eggs you can safely eat each day, which cooking methods preserve the most nutrition, and why when you eat eggs matters more than you realize. And at the end, we'll reveal a 2024 research breakthrough on eggs and longevity that genuinely surprised scientists. Before we begin, tell us your age and where you're watching from. We read and reply to every comment. Now let's begin. Number 7. The cholesterol myth finally falls apart. For more than 50 years, people were told one simple message. Eggs raise cholesterol and damage your heart. That belief became so ingrained that many people limited eggs to once or twice a week, or avoided them entirely. But that fear was built on a fundamental misunderstanding of human biology. The original cholesterol hypothesis came from experiments in the 1960s where researchers fed pure cholesterol to rabbits and observed clogged arteries. Here's the problem. Rabbits are herbivores. Humans are not. Their bodies process cholesterol in completely different ways. In humans, when you consume cholesterol from food, your liver responds by producing less of its own cholesterol. Your body automatically balances intake, a regulatory system early researchers failed to understand. A landmark meta-analysis published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition reviewed 40 studies with more than 300,000 participants. The conclusion stunned the medical community. There was no significant link between egg consumption and heart disease in healthy adults. Let that sink in. Dietary cholesterol from eggs had minimal impact on blood cholesterol levels for most people. Another long-term study published in the journal Heart followed over 400,000 adults in China for nearly 10 years. People who ate eggs daily showed an 18% lower risk of cardiovascular death compared to those who rarely ate them. That's not a small effect, that's a meaningful reduction in mortality. Modern dietary guidelines have now removed the old 300 milligrams daily cholesterol limit. One large egg contains about 186 milligrams of cholesterol, meaning 1 to 3 eggs per day falls within safe ranges for most people. However, about 25 to 30% of people are hyperresponders. If you have familial hypercholesterolemia or existing heart disease, personalized guidance from your doctor is still essential. Cooking method matters too. Frying eggs in butter or processed oils adds saturated fat that impacts cholesterol more than the egg itself. Boiled or poached eggs keep the focus on nutrition, not added risk. Number 6. Eggs are quietly supporting your bones. When people think about bone health, they think calcium. But calcium alone is useless without vitamin D, the key that unlocks absorption. Eggs are one of the very few natural food sources of vitamin D. One large egg provides around 6% of daily needs, which matters because natural vitamin D sources are rare. A study in the Journal of Nutrition found that people who regularly ate eggs maintained higher vitamin D levels year-round. This becomes critical during winter months when sunlight exposure drops and deficiency rises. Vitamin D lives almost entirely in the egg yolk. So when people discard yolks, they throw away vitamin K2 and critical fat-soluble nutrients. Vitamin K2 helps guide calcium into bones instead of arteries. Research in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed fracture risk reductions of up to 80% in populations with adequate K2 intake. Eggs provide these nutrients together, in perfect synergy. To maximize bone benefits, eat whole eggs. Include healthy fats, olive oil, avocado, and pair eggs with leafy greens for added calcium. Number 5. Your brain depends on what eggs provide. Inside your brain, billions of neurons communicate using neurotransmitters. One of the most important is acetylcholine, essential for memory, focus, and muscle control. To make acetylcholine, your brain needs choline. And here's the problem. 90% of adults fail to meet recommended choline intake. One large egg contains 147 milligrams of choline, more than almost any common food. Studies published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition linked higher choline intake with better memory, slower cognitive decline, and improved brain performance over time. Choline is concentrated almost entirely in the yolk. Egg whites contain virtually none. Consistent daily intake matters more than occasional consumption because the brain uses choline continuously. Pairing eggs with omega-3 rich foods like salmon, walnuts, or flax seeds further enhances brain protection. Number 4. Eggs provide the highest quality protein known. Protein quality isn't about quantity, it's about biological value. Eggs score 100, the highest possible rating. That means your body can use nearly every gram efficiently. Whole eggs outperform egg whites for muscle building by up to 40%, according to studies in the Journal of the American College of Nutrition. This matters enormously for adults over 50, when age-related muscle loss accelerates. Eggs offer complete amino acids, easy digestion, affordability, and unmatched efficiency. Spreading eggs across meals supports muscle synthesis better than eating them all at once. Light cooking improves protein absorption. Raw eggs reduce nutrient availability. Number 3. Eggs protect your eyesight. Egg yolks contain lutein and zeaxanthin, carotenoids that protect the macula. These compounds filter damaging blue light, neutralize oxidative stress, and reduce macular degeneration risk. Lutein from eggs is absorbed 3 times more efficiently than from vegetables due to natural fats. Long-term studies show reduced vision loss in people who eat eggs regularly. Darker yolks equals higher carotenoid content. Number 2. Eggs stabilize blood sugar like few foods can. Eggs have a glycemic index of nearly 0. They prevent energy crashes, reduce hunger, and improve insulin response. Clinical trials show better appetite control, improved fasting glucose, and better long-term blood sugar markers. Egg breakfasts outperform carb-heavy breakfasts for weight control and metabolic health. Number 1. The longevity sweet spot has been identified. A 2024 analysis tracking 500,000+ people for over 16 years revealed 1 to 3 eggs per day showed no increase in mortality. In some cases, moderate intake was associated with lower death risk. A broader meta-analysis of 1.7 million people confirmed safety for healthy adults. Individual variation matters, but the fear surrounding eggs is no longer supported by science. Boiled and poached eggs showed the strongest benefits. Egg support, brain health, bone strength, muscle preservation, vision protection, blood sugar stability, and long-term health. The myths are gone. The science is clear. The only question now is what you will do with this information.